Hello everyone, it's Toho Rabbit back again with Harvest Moon Hero of Leaf Valley Let's Play. I apologize for not having a video for quite a few weeks. I wanted to try and do it every Sunday, but every Sunday I seem to be busy with other things, and I was recently sick with bronchitis, so I couldn't just record a video while coughing all over the place. I figured that would be a little bit rude. Alright, for now let's go through this short and quite silly tutorial about the harvest sprites. See you back in like an hour. Okay, not really, but might as well be. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about what I plan to do for this Let's Play. So I'm going to try and mash like 3 days or 2 into one episode. The only way I'm going to do that is if I like speed through all the chores and learn the controls again. So I just want you all to give me some time, since you know this is supposed to give you like tips and tricks for the game as it is, and that's always going to annoy me. I swear to God it is. And what I basically do, like every time, I usually stay at Bob's from like the moment he opens to the moment he closes, because that's a good way to rack up some money at first. But that's not all we should focus on. There's like 2 other part-time jobs that are really important, not just for stories, but for like doing things around, like Woody's carpentry shop. If you work enough times for him, you can start getting lumber on your own instead of just giving it to him, and even keep the mushrooms you find. And the mining job, where you can start keeping the ores you find, and that's really important for Lois. I don't even care anymore. But it's really important for Lewis's event pass, because he requires so much of it. So you know, let's go around, let's talk to people, sell some things, and let's see what we can do. Yeah! For the record, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I'm actually using Freya Shark's guide to help me with these Let's Play. Now, the only reason why I'm actually doing a video of it instead of, letting people go through the guide, some people do a better chance of like with visual effects than just reading it off. Like, I'm better with visual. Like, I can't bake a pie crust and make little cookies with it without a visual effect. A visual display of how to get it to work. So, I figure, I'll use her guide to get all the event paths, but I'll also put in how I do a twist of it. But I'll put a link below about how she does it, so that you can all hop in and give it a look. And if you're better off without me talking, then please go right on ahead and check out her guides. She is amazing. If it is a she, they? Yeah, that sounds better. They are amazing. Working for Ronald doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but you have a chance, an option of paying 500 G for a chicken at Bob's, but you can actually work for Ronald, and not only can you get cash for payment, but he'll let you keep one of the eggs you get from the chickens. So you kind of weigh your options. You can either spend 500 G on a chicken, or you can get paid and get a free egg. Sure, you have to wait for the chicken to grow up, but I think that's a price to wait, like a price to pay in order to get a free chicken. Basically, you're basically getting paid to take this chicken from him, and I think that's pretty cool. Martha's part-time work is actually really great too, because if you actually succeed in making what she asks for correctly, she will give you whatever extras is left over. Now, granted, sometimes it won't always, there won't always be extras. Sometimes what you have is just enough to make what she asks for and nothing more. So at the end, all she will give you is money. However, most of the time, whenever she asks you to make something, you will have leftovers, and you can either sell these or give them as gifts. Usually I just sell them because I need that moolah. Money, 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 money. For the record, it's a good thing to know that if you actually fail in making what she wants you to make, you actually won't get nothing. No, like you'll get maybe like 50G, but you won't get any of the extras. So it's actually a good idea to go down for like a guide. I actually have one right here, and I'll put it in the description just in case you might actually need it and you're playing it right now. So yeah, I'll do that for you guys. I recorded this video like ahead of time, and it's been a while since I even knew what was going on in this Let's Play, and I don't even know why I went to the barn. Like, was there a real reason for it other than to check on how much fodder I have? That's ridiculous. I should probably cut out the middleman. Don't worry, I'll figure out how to speed up a video by the next one. I'll assure you that. So, we finished up the first day of the Let's Play. I plan on doing at least, like I said, 2 of them per day. So, and the first few days are actually like a tutorial sort of thing. Like, the Harvest Sprites will visit, and 2 other people who are new to town will visit as well. And so that's gonna take a lot of our time and a lot of the Let's Play. I would have put in like at least 3 days to get rid of the tutorial, but I'm just going to like break it apart. I didn't want to overload anyone's senses, including my own. So let's just sit back and try and enjoy it. Because the next cutscene, if it's what I think it is going to be a while, but you get to at least meet new characters. And these characters weren't even in Save the Homeland, and I kind of like that they put a face to the threat that's part of the valley. So let's go check them out. Like I said before, it's actually great that they added a face to the Funland Co. Because unlike Save the Homeland, which only allowed you like 9 event paths, this allows you like a whole range of event paths, and even Alice has her own event path, but that's the main one. So no matter what, that is one you can and basically you will complete. Like, you don't have to do the other event paths like with Gwen or with Lewis or Bob or Tim or Parsley. You can just get 100,000 G and you can basically save the valley. But like I said, the point of this Let's Play is to get all of the event paths and show you how you can do it without stressing about if you're doing it right with the walkthroughs. Just so everyone knows, the Harvest Goddess has her own event path, and it's really hard to remember to give her some things when, you know, when you need to raise her friendship level. My only suggestion for that is to do it every day so you don't forget. Of course, since you can't see her heart level, it might be a little bit hard to like, you know, if you're not aiming to marry her, it can be a little bit hard to remember if you're raising her heart level too higher than the girl you want to marry. So do it every day, but be a little bit careful, maybe every other day. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but do you see this tree? I advise you to not touch this tree. Although this tree gives you a lot of lumber when you cut it down, since you can't, when you work with Woody, you can't bring your own food. In fact, all you have is the axe and whatever mushrooms you pick up, but you can't eat those mushrooms. That tree would sap you of all your energy and stamina. So my advice to you is wait until you get a lot of power berries, or at least 2 of them, or 1, or get a lot of items you can eat, like cheese or sandwiches from even Ronald's would help. But for now, while you work for Woody, get a lot of, you know, the little trees, because Woody will pay you for the lumber you get, but if you end up having no lumber, he'll just take your mushrooms. But when you give him lumber, and you know, you do your job and you succeed it, he gives you the money, and whatever mushrooms you get, you pick up from around the little pink cherry blossom trees, he'll let you keep them, and you can eat them or sell them, whichever one you want, or gifts. So that's my advice to you on this one. Alright, that's pretty much for this episode of the Let's Play. Now, I understand it was longer, most likely, than the last one, but I promise you, by the next Let's Play, it will be at least a little bit shorter, because I'm going to learn how to speed up the process with all my little chores, like cutting fodder and running through town, because I know running through town takes a really long time, and I'm tired of having you guys wait for, like, I just dropped my pen. Having you guys wait for what's gonna happen next, and I also promise you that I will at least do my level best to try and get to try and get a video out every Sunday. I would try for twice a week, but I'm honestly very too busy to even try that. So we'll stick with every Sunday, and I'll do my best to get the video out to you guys. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Have a good one. See you next week.